Bhagavan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki
Jai.
Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. Once again. Offering endless thanks and pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan for this great opportunity to be able to sing his powerful name in the powerful shrine of Bhagwan. This is no small grace. Especially on these auspicious days of Navrathri, where even a little tapas will bear enormous fruit. Now, we shall have a glimpse. We have been having some glimpses of Bhagwan now and then, either in the form of his Leela, or in the form of his teaching, or in the divine spiritual ministry of Bhagwan. The way he carried on his father's work as visible to the eyes, the human eyes. Now, people, at least many of the older devotees, know that there were few people who used to accompany Bhagwan, carrying his gunny bags on their head. From 74 to 76, for 3 years, Bhagwan lived under a tree called a Pune tree near the railway station. Towards the evening, he would start walking, and the attendants would carry those bundles on their head. Sri Jagannathan joined this group. It was all rather new to him. He saw these people carrying the bundles, but to him, Bhagavan gave a different work. That he was to go with Bhagavan, even as a shadow. Sometimes in the front, sometimes at the back, sometimes just holding his hand. Now in 1976, the Kumbhabhishekam of Arunachaleshwar Mandir took place. After that, one Chettiar came to Bhagavan, prostrated, and offered a gold ring, which of course Bhagavan accepted graciously. It's rare. I had seen in my experience with him, he won't easily accept offerings. Sometimes I even used to think that he was being selected. It all depended upon the devotee and his mindset. Now, this gold ring, it's surprising that Bhagavan accepted it. Whatever Bhagavan said, whatever Bhagavan did, had a deep purpose behind it. And behind this purpose, Father's work, as he called it. Now, this ring was so small, only his little finger could wear it. Of course, he put it on his little finger, and then every now and then he would look at it and smile and say, "Oh, this beggar has got a golden ring." And then he would smile to himself. Jagannathan came to feel that there was a cosmic purpose, a deep purpose behind it, that it was more symbolic of some work that he was carrying on. And of course now, it was even more important that he went with Bhagwan, and especially in the evenings, they would walk all the way from the Punai tree up to the chariot mandap. At the time, Bhagwan, the house opposite to chariot mandap, was bought only in 1976, and Bhagwan went to live there only in 1977. Now one day, when those people, the other attendants, were carrying the bundle all the time, and Jagannathan was free, just walking with Bhagwan, naturally, it created some dispute among the attendants, the other attendants. They were jealous, and they thought they were overly burdened when this man was not carrying anything at all. It reached a point when one day, when Bhagwan was walking in the front, these people would not carry the gunny bags. They just put it there, put it down, and refused to carry it. And Jagannathan understood that they were on strike, and immediately he carried one gunny bag, and because of this he was delayed, and Bhagwan was walking in the front. Bhagwan knew every detail of everything that was happening around. But he was still walking ahead, and to catch up with him, Jagannathan ran with the bundle on his head. And Bhagavan was very annoyed. He never gave this work to Jagannathan. And then immediately he reprimanded. He said, "Jagannathan, what are you doing? This is not your work. You do only the work given by this beggar." And then he left the bag and went with Bhagavan. And that night, they loaded all those gunny bags as usual on the chariot mandap, the steps of chariot mandap. And then they all slept outside a vessel shop. In the morning, when they all got up, and Bhagavan ordered for tea, when the tea came, it was only when they were drinking the tea, Bhagavan found out the gold ring was missing. Immediately, Bhagavan looked at Jagannathan and said, "Look here, since you slipped from your work yesterday, see what happened. Father's work is getting upset. Each one has to do the work allotted for him. If they transgress, switch over to someone else's and not listen to this beggar, it would affect this beggar's work, his father's work. It will have repercussions on the cosmic level. What a great lesson to learn. It's not only for Jagannathan, it's for all of us. We know that this body has been created by God, and the eyes have a specific function of seeing, the ears hearing, the hands for certain work, and the legs to carry us around. Now suppose they do not work in unison, supporting each other, and they should get jealous of each other's work. And if the hands begin to do the work of the legs, what would happen? We know when a mosquito bites at the back, immediately we know where it is, and the hand immediately, it goes to the spot. And for the hand to reach the spot, the whole body moves, adjusts itself, and positions itself so that the hand would reach out easily. It's everyday experience. In Tiruvannamalai, I'm sure in other places. The whole body cooperates for a certain action to be done. Now the same thing happens in the macro level. Each one is allotted some work. And if we transgress, if we compare ourselves with others, and if we start to imitate others, if we try to take over others' work, this is what would happen. If the hands refuse to function, if the legs alone refuse to function, you know what happens to the whole body and the mind. This was a very important lesson that Bhagwan was very particular about. If there were two watchmen, he would allot some work to one watchman and some other work to another watchman, and each one had to keep to their work. He would get very upset if they overdid something, overreach. So let us remember this lesson, that whatever comes to us naturally from our life, from the flow of life, is definitely our work, and our experience will show that. It's not for us to compare with others and start aping others, start imitating other people. There is no need. Each one is talented for a certain work. Each one has a specific skill. They say that a spider's web, only a spider can do it. An elephant cannot get jealous of a spider, and it cannot build such a beautiful, intricate web. Nor can the spider compete with an elephant. So let us learn this lesson from Bhagwan, and let's pray to him that we should keep to ourselves, to our duty, and do it well as his instrument. We shall offer our prayers of today. We know that these are all Navrathri. Durga Devi is out. It is all symbolic of what she did, the killing of an asura, Mahishasura. Now we'll have to pray to Bhagwan to kill this asura, this Rakshasic virus. Bhagwan, we seek your immediate divine intervention to stop the spread of the disease, to uproot panic from the hearts of people,